Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Next in Time podcast. I'm your host, ST, and today our guest is none other than Jessie Freelander. And if you want to know more about Jessie, he is the founder and CEO of Zenbase, which is the first meditation app that involves crypto awards and who is looking to make a massive impact in the Web 3.0 space. So, Jessie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're probably now the third or fourth person that I interviewed from the Entre platform. I've already interviewed the two investors, Steve and Scott.
Great
Now
guy.
you're probably the first real. I think I've interviewed other people from Entre, but I think you're one. I think you're the first one in a long time who is not was actually a startup founder.
Yeah, that's what
So
I noticed on that platform. There's a lot of entrepreneurs and or investors, but they're just picking a litter of some with great ideas that will potentially change the world.
yeah, so what's it like being in the Web3 space? Because it's like it's an emerging trend. Everyone is looking at it, even with what's going on with FTX and its massive collapse. It's people are still optimistic about the world of Web3 and crypto and DeFi and all that.
Yeah, so I guess what my views are in an overall perspective is as we've seen the trends, it's growing faster than the internet's. And it's truly disrupting almost every industry out there, whether it's from security to reward status. Just the idea with crypto is that you can practically make your own currency with a couple clicks of a button. So it's really innovating any type of industry that does choose to adopt it. And I think in the next coming decade, we're going to see that literally every single industry will be adopting the blockchain somehow. Like I said, whether that's through security or through a rewards-based system.
Yeah, I mean, before it was the internet. It's now it's the blockchain. So I think it's like an evolution. Right? Initially, it was just about Web 1, then Web 2, which is dealing with social media, and then Web 3 now dealing with the blockchain. And then there could be potential web opportunities beyond there, like a Web 4 or Web 5.
Yeah, we'll see what type of brain interface that's going to be like.
Yeah, nobody can predict the future, that's for sure. People thought like, okay, people thought we were going to be just, we're gonna once Web 2 came into place, people thought that was the end of the internet. Okay, this is where we came to now. But now with Web 3 coming in, everything's changing. There is ample possibilities out there. But anyway, so about what you're trying to, before I start, like has it been building Zenbase in a nutshell?
Yeah, so it's like any old startup where you have your ups and you have your downs. We celebrate some days and we freak out on others. It's why meditation has really come in handy. But at least what it's looking like and where we're at right now is that pure development mode. We've been on the App Store for around a month and a half, achieving close to 700 downloads as of today. With that,
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. It is bare bones and we aren't marketing, so this is purely organic. But coming in the near future, you'll be seeing an update this week. And moving forward, just new features will be added every day to really encompass a full ecosystem that is truly scalable. So it's looking pretty good. The ride's been wild, but it's been very educational, and it seems that the more we are pursuing it, the more we notice that there is a market need and a market fit for it.
Yeah, prior to this, prior to this recording, you've mentioned that you already had a meeting with an important investor here in the Salt Lake area.
Yeah, so that's actually what I just came from as of an hour ago. I was just meeting with, probably shouldn't disclose the name, but
Right, yeah, you can just tell me how it went in a way.
yeah, it went very well. Really, we've opened up our seed round, looking for 450,000 at a 7 million valuation. So although we have gotten commitments from one investor to lead and fill the round, we want to make sure that whoever does choose to be, or we choose to have as our lead investor in the seed round, and hopefully only one, will be a person that truly encompasses our vision and is really trying to provide good to the world. And with that, it's kind of just like shopping the market and seeing who will be the best fit for the team.
Right. And so you're trying to what you're trying to do is combine both meditation and Web3 into one, into one particular like platform, right?
Yeah, I can give you the elevator pitch and like broad overview of what we've built. But at Zenbase right now, as the meditation industry is set up, you have the two leadings, which are Headspace and Calm. Highest valuation meditation applications. Problem is, they're subscription fees, meaning they're forcing you to pay for enlightenment. Pretty big conflict of interest there. And so our goal here at Zenbase is to provide the world with free content that is focused towards self-realization and or guiding someone towards the present. So those are very broad terms, can be anywhere from Qigong, Tai Chi, pranayama, breathing, to silent meditation, maybe guided meditations. So we've really opened up the categories. Now, how we've encompassed Zenbase with the blockchain ecosystem is that, I guess, picture it as Zenbase is the car, which is the open free platform. Anybody similar to YouTube can contribute their mindfulness content. You, for free, can hop on, listen, and have access to it. Now, the cool part is that we've gone a step further and we've added crypto rewards with it. So like I was saying, is that crypto is innovating every sector, whether that's from security or, I guess instead of data holding, you can just say security and rewards. And so we've chosen a rewards path to where we're flipping the script within the meditation industry, and we're actually paying users to meditate. Now, to go into a bit of the tokenomics and how the ecosystem does work, is that let's say you hop on, listen to a meditation for 10 minutes. In that one meditative session, 70% will be distributed to you, the user, and 30% will be distributed to the content creator, creating that full encompassing positive feedback loop ecosystem. So as the user growth increases, so does the incentive for high quality content. We've done very fortunate enough to having like Grammy winners on the platform, to large influencers, to people with even like, let's say 1,000 followers. So it's a wide range, but we want to make sure that anybody that's really trying to help the world and provide good content to others, we want them on our platform, and we'll pay them.
That can also be this podcast, because we're providing value of, just basically showcasing every person's vision and mission of what they're trying to do or build. So in a way, like if you need ideas and really need some thoughts on how to figure out what you want to do, that I think if you put the Next in Time podcast on your platform, then maybe that could be a that could be a possibility. But that is a topic for a later discussion. But I just want to get to know more about you, Jesse. Like how did Jesse come into the forefront to who he is today? Just want to get to know more about your background.
Yeah, I mean, easy answer is just say parents in my environment. But I guess to relate it more towards Zenbase and my experience, like how it evolved into me being here today, is first I was obsessed with the finance industry ever since hopped in the Bitcoin bubble, fortunate enough to buy my first Bitcoin at like 18,000 in 2018. So I really got to experience the bubbles and the volatility, which was a blessing and a curse, but a blessing in disguise. And so from then, I started working at a prop trading firm in Boca Raton T3 Trading Group, got my securities license from Series 65, 57, and also SIE. There I was prop trading for around a year and a half. I loved it, but I noticed that old stat in 2018 was 95%, but now it's probably 99% of all trading volume within the equities market is high frequency trading. So practically what I was doing all day was fighting the machines. And as we learned in Terminator, you don't do that. You gotta as Elon, we got to take the Elon Musk approach and really merge with them. And so from there, I started learning how to code, learned how to Python, created a couple trading algorithms as one of my direct independent studies at college. And during that time, fortunate enough to meet a very wise and I'd say just mentor-ish professor who really supported our vision and our team. And so from then, he was our original investor. But I guess there was a hiatus between the trading firm and then creating my own trading algorithm. So I was
Right.
there for around, say, a year. And the environment, I just hear people screaming curse words to like punching their screens, throwing their keyboards.
Yeah,
It was
like God dang it, God dang it. Let's just say Bitcoin's falling down $10,000. I'm like, dang it, you freaking piece of garbage. Why'd you do this to me? Kind of thing. It's like,
yeah, because like all trading is you go in with a plan and then your emotions usually mess it up. So that's why humans are not the best day traders and or just high frequency scalping type of traders.
yeah,
Now,
because the fun. Go.
when I was there for I'd say a year and a half, I did experience just like personal, whether I lost my cousin and that really did affect me. The morning, I guess options.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you, man. It the I guess the coping mechanisms that society provides to us is in is disingenuous and only leads you towards the wrong direction. Meaning, right now, if somebody is depressed, if somebody is mournful, if somebody can't stop thinking about a certain issue, they're told to cope with it rather through, right now, the main is screens, therapy, pharmaceuticals, relationships, and different forms of activities to distract ourselves, to really, like, I guess, reach outside of ourselves to find comfort within. Meaning that doesn't really work because, as we all have noticed, that taking a bunch of pills to suppress our depression or anxiety generally just relieves the symptoms, not the root cause. And
Yeah.
so, going through that just for a couple months, I didn't. My mom, she was fortunate enough, and I was fortunate enough to have her in my life as more of a yogi. And she did go to India, I think a year or two before. And when she came back, it was like a different woman, like would never get mad, would never get stressed. There's no such thing as road rage anymore. She was never late for anything, even though she was like not in here. And that was something that I really, really admired. And I saw that even a couple months created that shift. So then I took the initiative. I think it was sophomore, junior year of college. I went to India for a couple months. And there I really started opening up the front pages to, you can say, spirituality, or really just to the mind. And from there, the day I got back, I practically quit from my firm and I started becoming a yoga teacher, also learning how to code because I didn't want to go against the computers anymore. And from there, I've the mix between yoga, enlightenment. I mean, I haven't achieved it yet, but finance.
You're working your way through it.
Yeah, all of us are. But blending all those factors together, Connor, for a week, we were going back and forth of like what we could be rewarding people to do because crypto did have that huge incentive part. He came up with the idea of meditation that night, came over, pulled an all-nighter, and from then we've created Zenbase.
That's nice. That's a very noble. That's a very noble story that you've told regarding like how your own past has influenced you in terms of building a very innovative product in a way that, especially nowadays with meditation apps, you see a lot of meditation. They give you, it's a very timer focused. Like, for example, Headspace, you set a timer, you do this, you do that. But I feel like that it's more like you're kind of forcing yourself to do what you have to do rather than I want to spend some time on the app to just like, get myself off my troubles. Is that what you're trying to, is that the vision you're trying to solve in a way with everything you're trying to add on?
Yeah, so I get where you're coming from, is that the goal is to have people wanting to meditate. And we feel that, yes, crypto is an extra incentive, some type of monetary, but also we notice that being paid to meditate isn't really the Hindu philosophy. And so, at least what our goal is to introduce newcomers to build this practice, because it's the same idea of working out. Let's say I haven't hit the gym in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, and I don't want to go to the gym. I have to force myself to do it. From there, after your endorphins are released and you get a good pump, then you start feeling good and your brain starts rewiring itself towards that habit of, if I do this activity, it will make me feel good. And so as you build that habit, you then come on to that idea of, I'm going to do this because I want to and because it makes me feel good. When in the beginning of meditation, it's the same exact thing, that you first have to force yourself because we've been trained to do the opposite our whole life. But if we can just incentivize people to just at least begin and force themselves to meditate, we promise, and it's proven through studies from Headspace, from Calm, for thousands of years, that once the practice is picked up, your brain begins to rewire itself to want to stay in the present moment, causing less depression, anxiety, less thoughts, easier to sleep. You become more cognitive. Overall, it's just benefiting the body, and it becomes a positive feedback loop. As the more you meditate, the more you're going to want to meditate and be in that state. So I see where you're coming from, that although we don't fully like remove all, like we don't have a product that initially people are like, I want to do this every day. It's a product that incentivizes them to build a habit to do it every day.
Yeah, in terms of like, there's a lot of what do you call it? Like apps or other platforms out there that are trying to do the same thing that you're doing, right? Like, why is like in your mind, why is it necessary that like Zenbase needs to come out and say, okay, I need to be the main company to solve everyone's problem. Let's say, for example, anxiety or depression or something like that. Why is Zenbase the number one like
Yeah.
platform for the?
So it's a great question. So you have Calm, which is the current number one meditation platform in the world. Now they've had over 135 million downloads. The thing is that they have less than 4 million customers, meaning that 131 million downloads, people want to meditate. The thing is that they rather didn't get into the habit, and or the barrier to entry, the subscription fee, was something that turned them away, because they put up barriers in the meditation market. So where we feel that we are really different, and we are really have a competitive advantage over the rest, is that yes, we are providing a free open catalog, but we're also going the extra step, and we're creating a cryptocurrency ecosystem to incentivize both parties.
So in terms of that process, like I think you've already mentioned earlier that you've integrated cryptocurrency rewards into Zenbase. In what way does the user really get rewarded with crypto? Because I mean, people, nowadays with crypto, it's everyone has this very like surface level thought of like, I only get into crypto because I want to trade, makes it like see if it, because like everyone gets into crypto just so that the value of crypto the price of crypto starts going up and up and up, and then it's kind of like a pump and dump scheme. So what is it you're doing differently in that area?
In what area?
Let's say in terms of the crypto offering, because there's a thing about like Headspace, like with the meditate with Zenbase. Let's say you are dealing with like you're trying to relax yourself, and sometimes crypto is like a sense of like you're getting that dopamine rush. So in terms of how are you trying to make it more like, okay, I want to just relax. I want to get on your app to relax a bit. Just I want to get away from all the problems. And then I get rewarded with crypto. But then, crypto is now a sense of I want to get into crypto for the sake of I got to make money out of it, something like that. So how are you trying to ease that part of it?
Is the part where
Or, your state of mind is, I know it's a very kind of like a very weird question I'm asking, but it's just like it's because when you're dealing with crypto, you're dealing with high dopamine rush, and then when you're dealing with meditation, you just want to relax a bit, kind of like you're trying to see that in a way. So
so if I understand, how are we dealing with the conflicting interest
yeah,
of
the conflicting interests. Yeah,
financial and then also the Hindu or
yeah,
Buddhist, whatever belief of centering itself? So at least we completely understand that there is you could say, conflict within the ancient books, that people shouldn't be meditating for money, but they should be meditating because they want to. As we addressed in the earlier question, was that all we're trying to do is incentivize people to build that habit, to then want to continue to go back to the gym, to then want to continue to go back to their meditative practice. Now, how we do prevent, let's say that you are not a crypto advocate and you do love the Zenbase platform and enjoy the content, we offer the ability to turn off the crypto rewards and just utilize Zenbase as its platform, and or keep the rewards on, but donate all the rewards to your chosen donation. So it allows you not to worry, but actually feel like you're providing more benefit to the world than just yourself in centering it.
and so in terms of offerings that Zenbase is looking to offer, I see that there is I think I already mentioned there's podcasts. There's what other areas you said you were offering on Zenbase?
Yeah, so like I was saying, that mindfulness, how we defined it, is anything of self-realization, self-education, and or bring someone towards the present. So there are podcasts that are focused within well-being. We also have, like I was saying previously, Qigong, Tai Chi, hypnotism, ASMR, guided Zen meditation, pranayama, all the above, to really anything that allows people to be happy.
So are you also looking to find a way to like engage groups of people on this? Is it just only going to be just a single user platform?
Engage people on it or single user platform? What?
Like, let's say I'm just using the platform for myself. Are you looking to like invite groups of people, like have a group, may have people form groups and then do what they need to do?
Yeah. Yeah. So similar to the Pi network, we're allowing people to create pods. And let's say if I'm meditating, if I understand the question correct, I can invite you into my group. And then in that group, you and me both will be earning more Zen token as we're meditating together.
Got it. Yeah, because I was just I think I've been asking a lot of very detailed, like kind of like what I call challenging questions in a way. But in terms of the challenges currently that you're facing, what do you see? What do you see sorry, in the next 5 years? What challenges do you see for this platform?
So our biggest challenge is, like the Bitcoin bubble was, is a curse, yet a blessing in disguise. So how we see it is that crypto right now, especially with FTX collapse, has a pretty negative narrative around it. It's risky, it's volatile, people don't know what it's due, it might not be secure. And so there's that perception, which is why we're in a crypto winter right now. Now, that is the challenge and the issue we see in at least the 1 to 5 years, is that because of this perception that is negative on crypto, it's going to be harder to build a community and to get investors as it was compared to 2019 to 2021. Now, that's the curse. Reason why I'm saying it's a blessing is because you have the crypto side, which we're going through a winter, and then you have the meditation platform side. And what we've seen with recent studies from Headspace, Insight Timer, Calm, is that they've seen their largest user growth rate in percentage during the times of a recession and the pandemic of 2020. meaning anytime there is a winter in the equities commodity economy, that when people are out of work, they have more time, meaning their thoughts are running, and they generally want to relieve that type of suffering or just consistent thoughts through the practice of meditation. And so the reason why I was saying is a blessing is that even though we're going into a recession, hopefully not depression, is that during this time period, all meditation applications see their largest user growth rates. So although the crypto side is going through a winter, we are able to build our community at the fastest rate in environmental terms. And then when we do come out of this potential recession depression, is that the cryptocurrencies, once Jerome pivots, will be ripe for the next bull run, setting Zen token up for the potential next bull run that Bitcoin will see.
Yeah, it's in a way, it's like the internet, right? When the dot-com bubble burst, people had less faith in in the internet in general. But then once, just I think the internet went through a winter in 2001, 2002. But then afterwards, after the storm has been cleared, then social media came, and that's where the internet that's where Web 2 kind of took off, right? So is that but yeah, that's kind of like what crypto is going through at the current moment. It's like going through a dot-com bubble burst phase. And then once that, the initial people where they're like, okay, I'm going to make quick money with the internet. Once those people go away, this is like more like the storm clears. And now it's like more like people who want to build infrastructure on crypto. That's kind of where they're going to take that to the next level in a way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we're running low on time, but let me just ask a final question in your just that could be it's a very conventional question that I ask every founder, every entrepreneur, like individual who is looking to make an impact in the future is what advice would you give to your fellow entrepreneurs who are looking to make an impact right now, especially considering the fact that a recession is looming? And yeah.
Best piece of advice, and the piece of advice I tell myself every day, is to choose the right. Now, the reason why I say that is because anytime a startup, it is up to the founders to execute, meaning they are the most important piece in the puzzle. Now, if you have a founder that is not choosing the right, they generally will have less energy, less dopamine, less motivation, and just not as efficient founder as one can be. The reason why it's across the animal kingdom is that naturally, when, let's say, even animals, they see themselves or they're doing what they are supposed to be doing, whether that's being hunting, mating, eating, could be anything, that they have a pretty high baseline of dopamine. But let's say if you start recording an animal and or putting an animal in an uncomfortable position that it feels it shouldn't be, the dopamine drastically drops. It's the same thing in humans. As we are doing what we feel is right, whether that's working out, meditation, eating well, reading, loving the world, that we feel that high line of dopamine. But if we choose going against it, whatever that is, going against what we know is intrinsically right and good for us, we then drop our dopamine, drop our motivation levels, and we aren't the most efficient human being we can be or happy. And so the best piece of advice that I have to founders is that first ask yourself exactly what is you feel is good for you and right for you, and then to execute on a consistent base with that.
All right, cool, Jesse. Thank you so much for coming on the Next in Time podcast. And I am looking forward to seeing how your venture will take off in the coming years.
I appreciate it, man. To leave just with last couple words, I don't know who might be watching this right now, but it's the overall concept of pretty much like why we suffer. And I just want to get this point across, going to take like 30 seconds, is that generally we've been grown up in the society to think. And what that causes is when we do think about the future, generally it induces anxiety. When we think about the past, generally it can induce depression. The thing is, when we're in the presence and focus our full attention within the present moments, there's only perfection, love, and connection. And so through the practice of meditation is that you focus your attention on the present moments, relieving yourself of the future and the past. And let's say if you are suffering, whether that's from mourning, whether that's from relationships, whether it's from some type of PTSD or any type of trauma calamity that occurs, is that if you can sit with your suffering and not label it, not point, this is why I'm suffering, but truly feel the suffering, it naturally begins to dissipate. And through that dissipation, you then can see the truth, which is that everything is connected and that you have this innate love that you can connect to as well if you focus your attention on it. The only reason, my personal belief, why we as humans all suffer is because innately our mind believes we are focusing our attention on the wrong thing, which is not the present. That's all I gotta say. And
Yeah, I think I think you want beyond, but anyway, but I really appreciate that last word of advice. So, all right, Jesse, thank you so much, and have a good rest of your day.